educator Olivia with another part of endocrinology. Watch the lesson attentively because you have to get a good marks in the self-assessment test. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe our channel and get a full biology package absolutely free. Today I will explain about two hormones that are directly secreted from the anterior pituitary and have mainly non-tropic action. Those are the growth hormone and prolactin. And I will also tell you some easy tricks to remember the different health conditions in relation to their secretion abnormalities. Trust me, those tricks will be very much beneficial for you. So watch this video till the end, okay? Now first of all, let's get some idea about growth hormone. It is also known as the somatotropins. It is secreted from the somatotropes of anterior pituitary. Growth hormone is protein in nature, having single chain polypeptide with 191 amino acids. The molecular weight of growth hormone is about 21,500. In adult, the blood level of growth hormone is approximately 300 gram per dl, and in children it is up to 500 nanogram per dl. And growth hormone is released in pulsatile fashion. The half-life of growth hormone is about 20 minutes, and after that it is degraded by liver and kidney. Now some factors that influence growth hormone secretion. Growth hormone secretion increases during sleeping, during exposure to stress or exercise, starvation. Hormones related to puberty also influences growth hormone secretion, and during hypoglycemia, growth hormone secretion is increased. And growth hormone secretion decreases in the following condition, that is by the action of somatostatin, somatomedins, during hyperglycemia, during pregnancy, and also in obesity. The mode of action of growth hormone includes growth hormone receptors. These receptors are of various sizes and are present on the cell membrane of target tissues, including the liver and adipose tissue. Growth hormone receptor belongs to the cytokine family of receptor. Growth hormone activity has two distinct types of effects: direct effects and indirect effects. Direct effects are the result of growth hormone binding its receptor on target cells. For example, fat cells have growth hormone receptors, and growth hormone stimulates them to break down triglyceride and suppresses their ability to take up and accumulate circulating lipids. And indirect effects are mediated primarily by insulin-like growth factor 1, a hormone or a growth factor that is secreted from the liver and other tissues in response to growth hormone. A majority of the growth promoting effects of growth hormone is actually due to IGF-1 acting on its target cell. Suppose this is the pituitary gland. The factors that stimulate growth hormone secretion firstly stimulate the hypothalamus to release growth hormone releasing hormone, which in turn stimulate the somatotropes of anterior pituitary, and then growth hormone is secreted. This growth hormone directly increases lipolysis, and growth hormone is also responsible for the increased blood glucose level. As we know that insulin decreases blood glucose level, so growth hormone's direct action shows anti-insulin effects. On the other hand, after secretion, some growth hormones bind to the growth hormone receptor present in the hepatocytes of the liver. Upon binding, some protein called as Janus kinase or JAK kinase is phosphorylated, which in turn phosphorylates STAT proteins, that is signal transducer and activator of transcription. This phosphorylated STAT then travels to the nucleus and alters transcription, resulting in the formation of a new protein, that is insulin-like growth factor 1 or IGF-1. This IGF-1 then acts on different muscles and bones. So this is the indirect action of growth hormone. Due to the action of IGF-1, more chondrogenesis is triggered, and in muscle, protein synthesis and cell proliferation is increased. Therefore, this indirect action of growth hormone has insulin-like effects. Clear? Coming to the functions of growth hormone. Growth hormone has both growth promoting actions and metabolic actions. In cartilage, growth hormone stimulates the proliferation of chondrocytes present in the epiphyseal end plates of long bones. And in bones, growth hormone stimulates the osteoblastic activity which converts cartilage into bone up to adolescence. The bone mass also increases during this period. In protein metabolism, growth hormone has an anabolic effect. It increases amino acid uptake, increases protein synthesis, and also increases transcription. So, it has a positive nitrogen balance. And in fat metabolism, growth hormone promotes lipolysis in adipose tissues and also increases fat utilization for energy. And in carbohydrate metabolism, growth hormone is antagonistic to insulin. Therefore, it produces hyperglycemia. It increases gluconeogenesis and decreases uptake as well as utilization of glucose. And lastly, it also decreases glycolysis. Now, what are the insulin-like growth factors? They are also known as somatomedins. They are produced in liver by the action of growth hormone. Their molecular weight is approximately 7,500. They have growth promoting functions. They have structural and functional similarities with insulin. Receptors for IGF-1 and insulin is also similar. In human, there are two types of insulin-like growth factors, that is IGF-1 or somatomedin C and IGF-2. Though secretion of IGF-2 is independent of growth hormone. IGF-1 acts on the bones and protein metabolism, and IGF-2 plays an important role in the growth of fetus. IGF-1 has various functions. By acting through the cyclic AMP, IGF-1 stimulates proliferation of chondrocytes, resulting in bone growth. It also appears to be the key player in muscle growth. It stimulates both the differentiation and proliferation of myoblasts. It also stimulates amino acid uptake and protein synthesis in muscle and other tissues. And it has also anti-lipolytic activity, and it promotes protein synthesis. Now, what about the control of growth hormone? We all know that growth hormone releasing hormone from hypothalamus increases growth hormone secretion, whereas growth hormone inhibiting hormone decreases growth hormone secretion. Somatostatin, another hormone, is secreted from pancreas and also from hypothalamus, which inhibits growth hormone secretion. Ghrelin, another GI hormone, stimulates growth hormone secretion. And lastly, the insulin-like growth factor 1 sends negative impulses, thus it reduces growth hormone secretion. Now, what happens when the secretion of growth hormone has abnormalities? The hyperactivity of growth hormone may lead to gigantism or excess growth. Cause of the gigantism is the hypersecretion of growth hormone because of tumor in anterior pituitary in childhood before the fusion of epiphysis of bone with shaft. The clinical features of gigantism includes subjects look like giants, they have hyperglycemia, large hand and feet with thick lips. Average height is about 7 to 8 feet, which means he or she has overgrowth, and also there is loss of libido. Now, here is a trick for you. If someone asks you about the symptoms or clinical features of gigantism, just recall the word GH LOL or LOL. Suppose this giant is growth hormone and who is laughing out loud. So, GH-LOL is the trick to remember the clinical features of gigantism. Here the G stands for giants, H stands for hyperglycemia, L for large hand and feet, O for overgrowth, and L for loss of libido. Now I hope you have understood the trick, and by applying this trick you will never ever gonna forget the symptoms of gigantism. Let's go to the next. Another hyperactivity of growth hormone condition is acromegaly. It is the enlargement, thickening and broadening of bones, particularly in the extremities of the body. The cause of the Acromegaly is the hypersecretion of growth hormone because of a tumor in anterior pituitary in adult after epiphyseal closure of long bones. So to remember the clinical features of acromegaly, you only just try to remember the word GH peak. You can also remember this as the sentence, again GH is speaking. Suppose this human being is GH and he is speaking. So here A stands for acromegaly, G stands for gorilla face or acromegalic face, H for hyperglycemia, P for prognathism, that means protrusion of lower jaw, E for excessive growth of internal organs, another E for excessive growth of body hair, and lastly K for kyphosis, that means extreme curvature of upper back. Having fun? Next is the hypoactivity of growth hormone. This condition is called as dwarfism, that includes stunted growth. Reduction in growth hormone secretion in infancy or early childhood because of tumors, deficiency of somatomedin C, or due to atrophy or degeneration of somatotrophs in the anterior pituitary may cause dwarfism. The dwarfism is also maybe due to the panhypopituitarism. To remember the various clinical features of dwarfism, you just try to recall the word S3 or study 3 times a day, morning, evening and Raat, that means night. Here S stands for shortness due to stunted growth, 3 means maximum height only above 3 feet, M stands for mental activity and proportion of body parts are normal, E stands for extremities are delicate, and R means no proper reproductive development. Isn't it interesting? If you are having fun with the tricks, please comment below. Moving to the prolactin. The source of prolactin are the lactotrophs of anterior pituitary, and during pregnancy from placenta, amniotic fluid, prolactin is secreted. The prolactin is single chain polypeptide with 199 amino acids. During prepubertal period and after menopause, the blood level of prolactin is about 2 to 8 nanogram per dl, and during fertile period it is about 9 to 14 nanogram per dl. In early pregnancy, the level rises and becomes 10 to 25 nanogram per dl, and during late pregnancy and lactating period, it shows its peak, that is about 200 to 500 nanogram per dl. Prolactin is also released in pulsatile fashion and shows diurnal variation. The half-life of prolactin is about 20 minutes. Prolactin has mainly 3 functions. First of all, it plays role in breast growth. During pregnancy, it increases the breast growth, particularly of alveolar tissue, in the form of alveolar distension, dilatation of mammary vessels, and formation of new capillaries. Prolactin has lactogenic effects too. Prolactin acts on the alveolar epithelium and stimulates the secretory activity of mammary gland directly by attaching on the surface of the alveolar epithelial cells and by binding on the receptors on the membrane of epithelial cell. And lastly, prolactin suppresses the ovarian cycle by inhibiting gonadotropin releasing hormone secretion from hypothalamus. Therefore, FSH and LH secretion from anterior pituitary also decreases. Thus, in nursing mothers, due to low levels of gonadotropins, the ovarian cycle is suppressed. Prolactin secretion is increased by the action of prolactin releasing hormone and decreased by prolactin inhibiting hormone. Oxytocin and thyroid releasing hormone also helps to secrete more and more prolactin, and during exposure to stress, prolactin secretion is enhanced. If you think that prolactin is only secreted in female and not in male, then you are absolutely wrong. About 40% of male pituitary gland is dedicated to lactotrophs, thus it secretes prolactin in males. In case of male, though lactation is not possible, but many of the other functions of prolactin in females can also be observed in male, like the parental behavior in male or parental care of offsprings. The most consistent stimulus for prolactin secretion in male is the stress. Now, what are the abnormalities of prolactin? Hypersecretion of prolactin is due to stress during pregnancy and lactation. The features include galactorrhea, amenorrhea, low libido, infertility, and gynecomastia. And also in male, hypersecretion of prolactin may cause impotence. So the trick to remember these features is to remember only the word gallig. On the other hand, the hyposecretion of prolactin is caused by autoimmune diseases. It also may be due to hypopituitarism or excessive dopamine action. And the clinical features include menstrual disorders, infertility, and delayed puberty. So, meet. Lastly, the bonus part of the class, that is the fun facts. Today's fun facts are that emotional tears contains large amount of prolactin. Nowadays, human growth hormone is using as an anti-aging remedy. Third one is Robert Pershing Wadlow, also known as the Alton Giant, was an American man who was the tallest person in recorded history. Currently, the tallest living man is Turkish Sultan Kosen. Chandra Bahadur Dangi at 21.5 inches is the shortest adult ever verified by Guinness World Records. While for women, Pauline Masters holds the record. Don't forget to like our Facebook page to get regular bio fun facts. That's all about growth hormone and prolactin. Now go and test yourself through the self-assessment test link. But wait, before that, once again recall the tricks that I have taught you today. Next Friday, we will learn about the pituitary tropic hormones and MSH in details with more tricks. So thanks for watching. Take care and goodbye. See you in the next Friday.